Mike. Welcome back to the channel. You know what that means, baby. Oil change time. That's right. I'm not going to tell you that. I'll tell you the date. It's like August 9th. First week of August, second week of August. You know how many times I changed the oil in this PYT9000 this season? Take a guess how many times we changed oil in this baby this season. It's August. Yes, not once. That's right. I'm a very, very negligent tractor owner. But to my credit, we probably changed it last fall, but I don't remember. I know I did a video on it somewhere. I probably should have checked, but I just feel it's time to change the oil on this thing today. So it's these Briggs Stratton are really easy to change. What you got to do, just take your little finger here. See if I can do this one-handed or not. All right, I said it's easy, but I'm gonna set you guys up somehow. If that falls in the oil, that'll be funny, huh? Now it's been so long, I forget how you do this. What do you do with this thing? Twist it. All right, now that oil, they come flying out of here. Not ready for that to happen. Let's get prepared here. All right. Oh, look at that stuff go, baby. That's clean. Look at that. That's really clean. Oh, if you're wondering why there's a paint roller in there, that is because this oil, ooh, it's really hot. This oil is going directly onto a trailer deck. I did a coat earlier in the week. We finally had a stretch of no rain. So that wood is thirsty. So we're going to put 2 quarts of oil on that trailer deck here in a minute. Because that all drains out. Yeah, I wish there was a way you could probably get this put underneath here like so. All right, well that's draining, but these Briggs & Strattons with these little hoses, man, you can't beat that. I mean, they really thought this through. Let's just let that point up a little bit. Let's unscrew the little oil filter cap there. Yeah, that's pretty drained. Still coming out though. All right, what we're gonna do is I always get some fresh oil and dump it in there. Just kind of like to wash out whatever was in there that's been kind of laying around. You know, some kind of a, anything they can improve is something like a little clip where you could hold it right there on the engine, on the frame. It's not to sit here and hold this hose like this. But on a side note, if you're doing this kind of stuff on gravel like I am, pick up one of these foam mats, man. You can just kneel on these foam mats, wear shorts, and why is that still dripping out of there? All right, I've had it. Enough. That's enough. Come on. And look at this stuff I bought by accident. This is a 30 weight non-detergent lubricating oil. So it's not really meant for motors. I hope I didn't use this in the tractor last season. I might have, but I found a jug of this stuff mixed in with my other oil, so we'll just use it as a chainsaw or something. But right now we're going to just dump a little bit in there like I always do. If you've seen any of my other oil change videos, I always I always dump some in there, some fresh oil in, just to cleanse out the other sludge that's left behind. Put that cap back on there, put this little hose back down here, and then that should drip out. Why not dripping out? What's going on here? Making a liar out of me. What is it doing here? Alright, let's dump some more in there. I don't know what happened. That should have came out. Did I not put enough in there? But I always dump some fresh oil when I'm doing an oil change. I don't know, it's just me. Been doing this since I changed oil in Jeeps and everything else. Yeah, see that new stuff coming out? That's cleaner. So then you know that all the dirty oil is out of that motor. So that's the clean stuff coming out now. I mean, why not, right? For a few cents, just dump it in there, flushes out all the old oil. And then you know you got nothing but nice, clean oil in there in your little motor. Although, unfortunately, this PYT9000, this one is the one we got for 500 bucks off a guy. This one unfortunately has a leak in the transmission. God, I wish there was a way this hose is kind of enough to hold that, but not a big deal. But this one has a leak in the transmission, and every time I park it, there's a little puddle about the size of a dinner plate underneath it. I don't know how much oil is actually coming out, but there's no way to refill it. There may be a way, if I could find a vent hole in the transmission, on the top of the transmission, that I can get some oil in there, but I'd have to take that whole body off it, that whole frame, or the whole body off the frame to get to that vent hole. But better than having this tractor not work anymore, because this is one of my workhorses. So the motor's in good shape. The transmission, different story. Maybe that's why that guy sold it for 500 bucks, huh? But I can't complain. I mean, he lived over an hour and a half away. He delivered it to me, and I paid 500 bucks last year at the beginning of mowing season. And we have used this thing a lot. I don't know how many hours we put on it, but a lot of hours for 500 bucks. And it's still dripping out of there. All right, this, quick oil change. Not so quick here, is it? Anyway, but that guy delivered it from an hour and a half away. Paid him 500 bucks cash. And we've been running this thing ever since. This is probably, I hope I changed the oil a few times in it. This is probably the third oil change. Maybe, I don't really know. All right, would you be done dripping, please? I want to put oil in this thing, but actually we have to get the filter off it next. So, I mean, that's dripped out enough, right? How long you let this thing drip, man? That's got to be good. All right, we're going to call that good. I'm going to put this underneath. So this slides up, and this little thing just kind of does something here, where it kind of clips on there, like so. All right, do that first, and then you can slide it up there. All right, then you're good to go with that. So let's go do the oil filter next. Use my jug to the other side. Oh, is that going to leak? Oh. All right, so maybe they could have put the oil filter in a different place. So we're hitting the, yeah, look at that. It's going to make a mess, huh? I'm going to do that. Got a bee after me here. It's going to make a mess. That's going to make a mess. Hold on a second. Let me figure something out. See if we could keep my streak alive here and just be able to get this filter off without a filter wrench. Oh no. Who put this on last? Oh, gosh. All right, we need a filter wrench. Oh, no. All right, note to self. Do not put these filters on this thing tight. What's going on with this? Man, what the heck was I thinking here? It's turning now, but do not put these oil filters on that tight, my man, right? Who does that? Me, apparently. Got my little aluminum pot here to catch some oil. There it goes. That's pretty clean. It's not bad. Look at that. That's not bad. That dirt was just from the filter itself, but it's not terrible, right? It's pretty clean. All right, let's get that off the reel here. Let this thing drain. This might be a weak link in their thing here. Is just how this. What is that sludge right there? Ugh. Nasty. I'm gonna get that sludge out of there. That sludge, man. What is that? Like a stick or something. A rock. Something. What is that? Oh, it's like, I don't know what that is. Oh, that sludge there, man. What was that? I'm gonna get a rag and wipe that up. Stay here. All right, sorry about that, saying this is gonna be a quick oil change, because this has not turned out to be a quick anything here. It turned out to be a long, drawn out process of changing oil in this tractor. Get all this stuff out of here. Yeah, you probably should wipe this off before you do this, I would assume, but that did not happen. So, all right, that looks good, right? Kind of is really hard to see with the sun. Actually, there's some goo in there. What's in here? Some goo in there. Right there is some goo, man. What is that? Can you get that goo out of there? Attacked by an ant. As long as it's not a tick. I have gotten ticks in this spot before, unfortunately. What is that? Exactly. All right, that's where the oil shoots into the filter. There's some goo in there. That's nasty. Let me get a brush. All right, so there's nothing quick about this apparently. What is this here? Can't really see because of the sun at all, but there's some like sludge in there. I don't really like that at all. I do not like this fact that there's some goo in there. One bit. That's where the oil shoots out of the motor. Right? Or is that where it shoots back into the motor? It's not cool. It's not cool at all. I've never noticed this before happening on a motor. So bear with me as I try and get my fat fingers in there to get that sludge out of there. I need a little toothbrush. All right, I don't have any brake cleaner, but I have some starting fluid, so I don't know what that is, but I don't like it there. So I'd rather have starting fluid in there than I would whatever that goo was. That looks better. One more blast up there. I don't know what that was, but I don't like it. I don't know what that was, but I do not like it inside of my oil filter housing. So we're gonna let that dry out a bit, and then we'll put a filter on it. But I don't know what that was. Never seen goo inside there before. So let's give that a second or two to dry out, which looks like it's pretty much dry now. Some oil there coming in. We can do the air filter in the meantime. Maybe we'll do that. Well, this is sorry about this. This is supposed to be a quick oil change, but it's getting a little more involved because of unexpected goo. That's pretty clean right there. All right, well, we'll let that dry out. We'll do the air filter quick, and then we could almost say we're done with this one. But all right, all right, let's do the air filter next. Just unscrew these two little tabs here. I'm not doing spark plugs today. I don't know. How often do you do spark plugs? I don't really know. I mean, it starts up, seems to be running all right. I don't think you need to change spark plugs every year. Maybe you do. I don't really know. How's this filter look? This looks like it's stuck to me. How's it filter? It's not bad really, but I have an extra one. I have a new one, so we're gonna pop a new one in there. Some of this crud out of here. Again, you probably should do this before you remove your filter. So nothing matters if this goes upside down or inside out. I don't really know. Pop the new one in there. Get the plastic stuck underneath it like that. Trying not to touch it. Alright, that's in its place. Put the little cap back on it. I'm going to throw that old one away. And now is oil time. Oh wait, no, we're going to do filter next. Sorry. Do the oil filter next. Really on there right? I guess so. I guess those don't really turn very much. That's on there. All right, let's do oil filter next. Now we're cooking with peanut oil, as they say. Put that down there. Some of this fresh oil. Put it around my little seal. They really need to put these safety seals in oil. Is that necessary? I don't know. Is it? I'm not sure. Put that around my little seal, which you guys can't see because it's out of the camera angle. That's oiled. And don't put this on very tight this time there, mister. Just hand tight that bad boy. All right, I think we're on. Remind me to get a picture of that hour meter for you guys. How many hours this thing has on it when we start it up. So it takes 2 quarts. This is going to be quart number 1. Yeah, I don't do funnels. I should, but I don't. This is 30 weight, as we discussed earlier. One in there. 2 quarts. It's 2.1 actually, but we're just doing 2 because it always looks over full to me. I don't know why. That's quart number 1. Let's get quart number 2 is over here. These little plastic doodads I got on there are a pain. All right, there we go. Comes quart number 2. Did a better job getting that plastic safety seal off there, but I'm doing a terrible job pouring this one. Looks like we need some fuel in this one too. I spent $55 on non-ethanol mower fuel earlier. That's always fun, right? How's that for a steady pour? Look at that. Didn't even waste a drop. Didn't even waste a drop. All right. Let's pop a little dipstick in there. Get these caps off my motor. Throw these out. Throw out that air filter. And put the cap on that one. That's secure, that's closed. Oil filter is installed. Box is kicked out of the way. Rag is moved. Starting fluid is out of the way. This is junk, that's junk. That goes with the chainsaws. And let's fire this thing up. See what happens here. All right, it's gonna blow up. What does that say, that hour meter? Can't read it. 625.4. I guess it wants choke. All right, note to self. 600, doesn't smell very good. I must have spilled some oil. Oh, ooh, maybe it's that starting fluid I put in the oil filter housing. Note to self, 625.4 hours. And we did an oil change, an air filter. Probably is that starting fluid. Ugh, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Well, probably a better idea than having that gunk get inside the motor. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna call this completed, clean up my mess, and start mowing.